last time on Storm King's, wait, no, never mind, on Icewind Dale, the Frostmaiden, you guys had left the town of Dugan's Hole and decided to not take the road, but travel across the frozen tundra, making your way to Bryn Shander under the guidance of the ranger known as Harkus, who promptly got very lost in the snow and caught in a blizzard, nearly dying. Everyone managed to huddle up next to the space heater, otherwise known as Leonard, who, through his magical body heat, managed to keep everyone alive. You did make your way into Bryn Shander, where you found a seamstress who told you in 1 or 2 days she'd be able to sew you up some coats out of bear skins and other skins that you'd provided. And walking across the town, you wound up on the north side of town after finding her, and made your way into the bar and inn known as the Northlook, where you met the proprietor, a man by the name of Scramsax. A bit of a rough and tumble kind of place. You were encountered by 3 dwarven folk who told you that they were members of a mining group for bringing down iron ingots for the largest blacksmith in town, a man by the name of Black Iron and Black Iron's Blades, and that one of their 4 had been attacked, or they all had been attacked by a Yeti on the road or on the trail, delivering their cart or sled of ingots. The 3 survivors fled, one of which of their group was killed, and made their way back to Bryn Shander. They themselves felt like they were not capable of getting the sled and delivering it further, and since they overheard one of the characters, I think it was Hawkins, your character was speaking about having their pockets empty, they offered you some valuable gems out of the mines to do the deed, to travel outwards and gather up the sled of iron ingots and get it back to Black Iron. They also said that such a deed would probably get you a discount from the blacksmith. You agreed to take on said task, and they were very grateful for that offer. They agreed to outfit you with snowshoes and some other winter survival gear for your trek, and told you to go to Rendaryl's Emporium, where you could be fitted for the snowshoes. Along the way there, Cadillac, you encountered a small chapel that sort of struck you as you just had a sense that your god, or Sylvanas, or maybe some sort of divine inspiration, told you to step into the chapel. In the house of the Morning Lord, you met a priestess of Amanor and her renter, a rock known by the name of Copper Knobblecnocker. Mishan, the priestess of Amanor, talked with you and gave you blessings in your task, and Copper Knobblecnocker, he was a little bit more fatalistic about the current outcome of the world, but did ask you to, if you were traveling around the north, to check in on a friend of his by the name of Macradius, who was conducting research at an old cabin in the wilderness, trying to build some sort of device through his own ingenuity that would end the Frostmaiden's eternal winter and return the sun to the Icewind Dale. But he had not heard from Macradius in several days or weeks, and Copper was becoming worried about what had happened to him. You then rejoined the rest of the group at Rendaryl's Emporium, and that, I think, is where we find everybody. So I will take us all there now in just a moment. soon as I get the right audio package. We got Brent Shander, and we've got Sounds of Brent Shander. And the Streets of Brent Shander. Actually, I'll take you all more directly. Actually, I think you've already been through all. Okay. On the Streets of Brent Shander, you guys have made your way to Rendaryl's Emporium. And tell me what everybody's doing.
Well, I would love to buy stuff, but I have no money. So,
okay.
Same.
Well, those without funds, as you sort of approach the Emporium, the three dwarves, the leader of the group who had introduced himself to you, by the name of Harana, meets you all and explains to the shopkeep, who you assume is Rendaryl, that you're on an important mission for the mining clan, and that the clan's credit will suffice to fit you with proper traveling winter gear, snowshoes, and boots of the like. And you all are fitted for snowshoes. Is anybody doing any shopping or anything like that?
no, but I'm really loving these snowshoes. I'm glad I got them.
All right.
What kind of places are here to look around for shopping?
Well, the Emporium has all kinds of things that you might have interest in. There are a series of small shops that contain manners of things. The Emporium is probably the one that carries most of like the random like goods and trinkets found out in the wild, and you know, if you're looking for sort of like random items, it would be here. There's, you know, everything that you'd find in a city. You know, there's an alchemist. There's a sort of like healer shop, potion shop. There is in Brent Shander is probably the only city that has it. There is sort of a store of unique items, like some of which are magical, most of which have sort of mild magical charms on them. You know, for example, like coats that can change color, or you know, sort of things like that. You know, say the magic word and your hat becomes a different shape of hat or something. Many of the items that you see that are sort of more valuable around here have to do with like food or warmth or things like that. You know, they're more practical magical items. There's at the odds and ends sort of magic shop. There's not like it's not a lot of like wand of fireball or anything like that, you know.
Well, I would love a coat of continuous warmth. They got any of those?
There are all manner of fur coats of various animals and things like that. There is, as you're sort of thumbing through,
You have a sweet mammoth coat.
you don't see
Does
any.
it have like a battery pack on it that keeps me warm continuously?
Are you sort of like looking to see if you see any like coats or cloaks that you think are magical?
Yes,
Okay,
magically warm.
you can roll me Arcana.
Okay. Of course, I have no pluses to that.
Mm-mm.
Ah,
Yeah,
but that's like out of a 6, right?
you all you see are just a bunch of coats and cloaks hanging on the rack at the Emporium.
Alas. I guess I'll stick with my mammoth fur coat.
If you're just sort of like looking for random interesting items, if you want that, you know, you can. I have a rolling system for it.
Okay, I will try that then.
Okay, roll me a d20 and a d100, please.
Okay. Let's see. I guess I do it on the main screen. D20.
21st and D100 second.
Okay.
And 18 and 50. Okay. You don't see any coats of like cloaks or coats of magical warmth or anything like that. If you're sort of looking at clothing and those sorts of items, you don't really detect much that's super duper interesting to you. The most interesting item that you find that you think sort of is the most unusual thing out of everything that you've seen is there is a pair of sort of interesting gloves.
Warm
And,
gloves.
if you're looking for warmth, they don't look like the warmest sort of things. But they are sort of interesting because they have what looks like a very fine, like intricate laced pattern on them.
Ooh.
That's the most interesting sort of thing that you see.
Okay. Are they like actual like lace gloves, or are they like laced like with something like a tie or something?
They're like leather, some sort of
Okay.
animal leather, and as you're sort of examining them, the lacing is some sort of thread that you're not. I don't know how familiar Ordelia is with threads and sewing, but I'm going to say probably not super familiar. You're not sure what the material is. It's kind of shines a bit, and it's a bit like gummy feeling almost. And it's got like some interesting tactileness to it.
Interesting.
They're very well made though.
And how much are they?
You take them up to the shopkeeper Rendaryl, and he looks at you and looks at them and says, "Ah, very interesting finding indeed. These gloves were brought in to me from," and he opens a book. Says, the depths of the Undermount, where they were supposedly found, in the treasure hoard of a wild mage.
Interesting.
Yes.
Do I know what the Undermount is, or?
I roll history.
Okay. Of course, no pluses to that either.
You don't have a clue.
Okay.
You have no idea what
I'm
he's
just
talking about.
nodding and smiling, and
You're nodding and
hoping he's-
you're nodding and smiling, and yeah, that's what you see. A pair of gloves with some fine sort of lacing stuff on them, and a bit of they got a bit of strange tactileness to them. If you're asking for how much, he says these are quite well. You can obviously tell they're quite well made. He looks at them, looks at you, and says, "For you, 15 gold."
I don't have quite 15. I have 14. Will you take 14?
Roll persuasion.
Let me find it. There.
I am frozen. What did it roll?
14.
14. 14. Let me roll a d20 plus 3. He looks up at you and says, I suppose 14 gold it is.
Yay.
Shall I box them up for you?
Sure.
Puts them in a nice little like glove box. Hands you the pair of leather gloves with the lacing on them.
Yay.
Okay. What's everybody else doing? As Ordella's buying fancy gloves.
I would
like pretty
like to
things.
go. I'd like to go to the healer shop and see about some healing potions.
Okay. The magic potions have the exact price that is out of the player's handbook. So this is set by D&D 5e. One healing potion is 50 gold pieces. 50.
Okay. What is?
You have some items to barter, sell, and trade, I would imagine, as you've gathered up all manner of crap along the way.
I do have some things. I do have some things.
You're like the garbage collector. You pick up everything along the way.
I have.
They come in handy.
I have a temporary tattoo.
Is it Snoopy?
Yes, it is. It's actually Charlie Brown's shirt. It's not even Charlie Brown. It's just the yellow shirt.
Just the yellow shirt.
I have some sling bullets.
Okay, you have sling bullets. Yeah.
Are those going to help me in any way?
How many do you have?
I have 20 of them.
It would really help if you had a sling. Actually, as you're in the Emporium, there is a sling for sale.
Cost you 20 bullets.
Yeah.
If you're looking to sell the ball bearings, basically.
Yeah. How much is the sling?
The sling? The sling is 2 gold pieces. Actually,
right, yeah, let's do that. Well, I'll buy the sling.
Let me double check that. Actually, no, I'm sorry. The sling is much cheaper than that. Sling is 1 silver piece.
Okay, then I'll purchase the sling.
Okay. Sling is purchased. And you have some ball bearings that you can zing a sling with.
Okay, and then
they are 1d. It uses your dexterity or your strength. You can use either one you want, and it does 1d4 bludgeoning damage plus strength.
All right,
as a ranged weapon.
I will buy 1 potion of healing.
Okay, you have 1 potion of healing, 50 gold off, and you have a sling and a potion of healing.
Okay.
What is Cadillac or Leonard or Toot doing anything? Toot, you have some gold, I think, from your residence as a bard.
I mean, I technically shared most of that with everyone here, so Toot really doesn't have that much. I think he has 10 gold. But am I still with Harana at the shop, or?
Yeah, Harana is kind of there.
Okay. I'll just meander up to Harana and ask, how much would it cost me? You know this area, you know it better than I do. How much would it cost me to send a letter to another town?
How does Toot ask that? Is that just he just says it like that, or does a Kinku have a difficulty?
I think that I'm having to piece together like words and phrases from a lot of different voices, and it sounds like, very disjointed.
So it's very disjointed in lots of different voices.
Horrifying.
It's horrifying and comical and a little screechy.
So it's you're basically, what you're describing is a serial killer letter of voices.
Yes.
Made out of magazine clippings.
That's what I'm imagining.
Sounds.
Absolutely. I mean, I imagine certain portions of the sentence all would have come from the same person, because like the connotation of one word used in that kind of phrase, not that uncommon, but it depends on how I'm intending to use it. So
Harana looks at you and says, well, that depends on how far you're wanting to send said post item. The farther it has to go, the higher the risk to travel, the longer it will take, and the more it will cost.
Okay.
If you wish to send something, you're actually in the right place. Randaro can arrange for postage.
Okay. If I were to send something to both Goodmead as well as Dugan's Hole.
Oh, that could be done quite cheaply.
Okay.
Within the 10 towns, a silver piece, no more.
Okay. And if I were to pay a gold,
an entire gold?
would that ensure silence as to where it came from?
I see. Clever bird. I'm not in charge of such things, but I could say that if you were to give a whole gold piece, that would probably buy tight lips. You can speak to Master Rendaro and see what he could arrange.
Okay. Where might I find him currently?
He's just around the shop right now. He's arguing with Ordella over some gloves.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, and he finishes that up. You see Ordella the ogre has bought what looks like very fine ladies' gloves. Like they belong to some sort of Waterdavian noble woman. And I don't know if they fit on her orcish hands, but
I'm half elf, so I have
They're-
delicate orc hands.
delicate orc hands. Yeah, and yeah, he's there. So
Okay. Yeah,
What are
I'll
you-
approach him and I'll ask him about sending a letter or 2 different letters privately. I don't want the recipients to actually know where they're coming from. I want them to.
you show him the gold or give him gold.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give him a gold per letter.
Ooh, per letter.
Yes.
Yeah, he says yes. I can certainly arrange post, and I know how to keep my silence. And you have my word that none shall know the origin of said letters.
Okay. So as a Kenku, I'm an expert forger.
Okay.
Can I spend the time while everybody is shopping to work on a couple of letters?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Do you want the group to know what they say, or are you keeping this?
I mean, if they're looking over my shoulder asking me, then I'm not gonna hide it. But
I just meant the D&D group. Is this going to be public knowledge to everybody? It's just something.
yeah, no, I think it can be public. That's fine. So essentially, I'm sending one letter to Speaker Edgra, and then 1 letter to presumably Speaker, I forget her name at the moment, at Dugan's Hole, Olivessa.
Well,
and
Olivessa was a good mead, and
correct, yeah.
but you had it right.
Yeah.
Edgra was at Dugan's Hole.
Right. So the one from Olivessa is basically paraphrased. I'm saying we heard about your plight. I hope that sending Toot's crew over was able to assist. We'd really love to see you at the next speaker meeting. And I think I'll mention that Olivessa is putting her name in to be speaker of Goodmead. And basically saying, like, in these difficult times, it might be nice to attempt to mend some of these bridges.
Oh, so okay. So you're trying to mend the bridges from between Goodmead and Dugan's Hole.
Yeah, and conversely, the letter from Speaker Edgra is thanking her for her assistance, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay. Yeah. Those are posted and will be sent out anonymously, secretly.
Okay.
The pistachio guy walks by outside as you all are having this conversation. And okay. What's Leonard? What's Yatara? What are you guys doing while everybody's sort of being outfitted?
I'm just lamenting my empty pockets, digging around to see if I find hidden money. I should have saved more.
Is Leonard realizing the laws of economics and wishing
Yeah.
that he
I didn't know. I thought 10 gold was a lot.
it is a lot. 10 gold is a lot.
Are there books in this emporium, or is there a bookshop?
Yeah, they have books. There are lots of different kinds of books. What kind of books are you specifically looking for? If you're just sort of looking at the shelves and you're looking at books, most of what you see are books about, honestly, there's like fishing, farming. There's some books on like weather prediction. They basically have there's 30 different farmers' almanacs. In fact, a lot of the farmers' almanacs are strewn out on the table. Like, people have been desperately trying to find, has this ever happened before with the winter, and when will it end, kind of thing.
All the books on fishing, like for dummy guides for fishing, like
Oh
dummy
yeah,
guides
yeah,
for
yeah,
hunting.
yeah. There are lots of treatises on fishing, most of which on the knucklehead trout, some of them on saltwater fishing in the sea of moving ice. Are you looking for fishing for dummies?
Actually, I wanted to ask him, did he have any books on the Frunestones?
Historical books. Oh, let me see. What stone specifically are you speaking of? The Thrune stones, is that what you said?
Right. Yeah. So I'll
Yeah.
fill him in on the conversation that we had with our good friend Markin about he believed that there was a book that could tell us more about the runes and the dwarvish markings.
Oh, okay. Yes. It sounds like you were speaking to an idiot. But I shall look through my stacks and see what I find. And after a few moments, he comes back with a dusty old tome, and it says basically Dwelvin's History of the Icewind Dale. And he throws it down on the table and says, well, if anybody's going to know about it, it's going to be old Dwelvin. And he throws it open and finds a page labeled Stones of Thrune, and passes it your way.
So is this book for sale?
He says, well, it is the only one I have, but everything's for sale. If you catch my drift.
How does that one gold piece? It's in pretty terrible condition.
A whole gold piece. Roll persuasion. Okay. With a crit fail.
Need to work on my charisma.
Looks at you and says, a whole gold piece for the single oldest tome of Icewind Dale history of these parts. Contains all the secrets of the entire world. I think I should probably hang on to this tome. But you can read it. As you read it, there is a tale about the ancient stones of Thrune, which apparently are granite menhirs placed in a triangle shape around a central stone that were present way prior to the founding of Dugan's Hole. No one really knows the exact meaning of Thrune stones, the book says. But as far as you can gather, most of the theologians, or most of the scholars here, relate it to an beastly deity. They call it a Malorite, an immortal Malorite deity, a beast, which is sort of like a lesser deity, like a beast lord. It describes it almost like some sort of wolf-like lycanthrope type thing. And it's not really clear, the sages aren't really clear if it's demonic, or if out of the abyss, or if it's some sort of ancient god, or something like that.
Jeff, you're muted.
Yeah, Zoom just decided to mute me for no good reason. Sorry. I was trying to undo it. Describes Thrune as some sort of giant ape-like beast, with about horse-like size, with shaggy fur and powerful like monkey arms and a wolf's face, but apparently no eyes. The book that you're reading tells the tale of a barbarian champion named Isar Kroenstorm, who apparently summoned the beast Thrun from the Standing Stones in reportedly the year 1485. And that's where the description of it being horse-sized with long arms, clawed hands, and wolf face with no eyes seems to have evolved. And he actually summoned it on behalf of Dugan's Hole to attack Goodmead. Apparently, this is all ancient history.
Now I understand.
But the
It's all coming together.
the Standing Stones apparently hold in stasis this ancient monstrous deity of some sort. That they are, as best you can tell from the reading, it's like a magical prison for it, maybe? Or a way to summon it, potentially, something like that.
Thank you guys for not touching it.
I want to go back and touch it now.
But that's what you gather. An ancient wolf-like wolf. It's man-bear pig. With no eyes and an evil demeanor, and it may be a god. Yep, that's what you get out of the book. And he looks over at you and says, "Ah, I see you like scary bedtime stories. There's even more where that comes from. But don't take any of that too seriously. This is just what the Duganites have to say, and their history is recorded. Here in old, I've already forgotten the name of the author of this book." And he slaps the cover shut and pulls the book back.
Thank you. Does he have any dry kindling or anything that I could purchase from him?
Oh yes, dry kindling is for sale. It will be a silver piece for some.
Okay, I'll take.
If you're looking, are you looking for a bundle of wood to build a fire with? As well?
More just dry kindling to start.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Silver piece for that. It's 1/10 of a gold. Yeah, you've got some kindling. And does anybody else have any other business in the Emporium?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Are you heading out, or are you taking any time to rest and examine gloves or anything like that? Or are you guys just mushing towards where the missing dwarven sled with the iron ingots was?
I wouldn't mind a rest.
Okay.
To try to shake this level of exhaustion.
Right.
If we're taking a rest, I'll offer to identify the gloves during the rest, if you'd like to do that.
Ordell?
Yes. Yes, that'd be
Okay.
great.
I tell a joke and
And cast identify. Okay. The gloves are like slippers of spider climbing, except they are gloves of spider climbing. They are a magical item. They require attunement. This would be, I think, your last attunement. When wearing them, you can move up and down across vertical surfaces by slapping your hands down on the vertical surfaces.
Ooh.
And unlike the shoes, unfortunately, these are gloves, so you do not have your hands free, but you can move up and down around ceilings too.
Ooh.
You have a climbing speed equal to your walking speed. It won't work on a surface that's covered by ice or oil, but you can like Spider-Man around on the ceiling of things.
Sweet.
But you have to use your hands to do it. You could break one hand free and hold on with one hand, but there is a chance that you could like fall off or something.
Ew.
So they're not quite as good as spider shoes, but they allow you to sort of upside down climb on things.
They're pretty darn good.
Like a freaky spider.
I don't see them in the inventory stuff. I see the slippers.
They're not. They're sort of
Ah.
they're sort of customized. You can add these slippers of spider climbing,
Okay.
except just know that you
Know that you put them on your hands.
know that you put them on your hands, so you do not get the freedom of all your hands usage with these things.
So
So I
after
climb but can't attack or defend.
You could release one hand to make an attack, but you have an increased chance of falling off potentially.
So after I identify that, I'm going to look over at Leonard and say, didn't you have something that needed to be identified? It was something that was at the same time that Ordella had gotten the Iron Stone. I had a note to ask you about it, and I'm just now looking at my reminders.
I think that was the sword of life stealing,
Okay,
which we figured out, and I
Okay,
gave to not
In that
Gador, Cadillac.
I'm just going to remove that note.
Cadillac the good paladin with the evil soul stealing sword.
The chaotic good paladin with the evil soul stealing sword.
I'm sure it'll come in handy.
I think Ordella has the most magical items now. Ordella has like an Ion stone floating around her head. You've got the gloves of spider climbing, and you have one other, right?
I think that sword, Moon Touch Longsword.
Okay, but the Moon Touch doesn't require your attunement, so you've got one more attunement slot.
Yes, I do. I have one more.
Okay. That's what you guys find.
Have
It takes
zero
a
magical items compared to the last game, and I'm horribly upset about it.
Well, I mean, you
It's
were
still early.
you were a magical item emporium the last game.
Yeah, you were the Emporium.
Arguably true.
Well, find them.
I'm too
I'll tell you
busy
this.
skinning things, keeping people
You are.
warm.
You keep skinning things. I'll tell you this. You have walked right by a really, really good magical item.
It
Oh,
was the
we
statue,
had
wasn't
there,
it?
there were 2 other caves by Doug.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You guys have walked right by and ignored probably the coolest magical item that you could have gotten yet.
Going back.
All right. Heading outwards, I assume?
Yes, indeed.
All right. I'm going to bring you to the...
Did we take a
Icewind.
rest, by the way?
You've taken a short rest. So you still have your level of exhaustion unless somebody casts restoration on you.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping to shake that.
That sucks, doesn't it?
It does. I'm not so worried about it. I'm worried about the 2 and 3 levels of exhaustion that are going to get slathered on top of it the moment we leave the city.
Yeah, I'm okay if we want to take a rest. That's fine with me.
Like wait another night.
Yeah.
That's
Is
up to you.
Piranha okay with us taking another night?
Are you asking him, or are you just taking a rest?
I mean, is he still here?
Yeah, he's still there. He was getting you outfitted with shoes for your venture. He looks over and says, "Oh, if you're asking me," he says, "Oh, Brother Cadillac, it's the longer the sled of goods waits out there in the tundra, the greater the chance that someone else finds it. It's already been a night. The following day.
You know what? I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's saddle up the goats and get out of here.
You don't have the goats. All right. He tells you that the sled was left coming from Kelvin's Cairn. Kelvin's Cairn is the big mountain looking thing here right in the center, that thing. And it was traveling out of the Dwarven Valley, which is this valley right there where the mines are, and left somewhere about here, halfway between the Dwarven Valley and Brinchander. So you guys are heading out towards like here, basically, across the tundra. Who is leading the pack?
Toot can lead.
All right, Toot. Roll me
Not
survival.
intro.
Roll me survival, Toot.
That's hurtful.
Yet accurate.
I should have guided myself.
Oh, you still can.
Okay, yeah, I will do that.
All right, roll a
okay.
d4.
D4. Yeah.
13. Okay, that's better than. It was DC 10, so guidance has helped you. With a 13, you are able to steer across the plains of the tundra and follow the path and to the markings that Harana and his compatriots left out for you for the location of the sled. And the weather is good. There's been no blizzarding or anything like that. And you finally reach sort of the area where Harana said everything should be. And everybody go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Can I guide myself?
Sure can. Oh, damn. 2 plus guidance.
I'm oblivious.
All right. Everybody. Toot rolls a 25. Toot sees everything. There's nothing that misses your guess. Okay. With those rolls, I'm just going to bring you to the scene so that you can see it yourself.
I got a 7, so I did not percept.
You did not percept very well, but
We just go along with them.
Yeah, I'll just follow.
Biscuit, no.
I'm like, where are you guys going?
Why?
oh no. Oh, you know what? This entire time I have not shared the music, I don't think.
Uh-oh.
So you guys haven't had
Whenever you
that-
made the pistachio comment, I was wondering about it, but
Yeah, you guys have not had any of the audio. I'm sorry.
I'm quite sad.
All right,
Yeah,
let's do it. Let's do it all over.
Start
I
the
would say
entire
start over.
we got to start the entire game
When
over.
last we met.
we'll
When
fix
last
it in
you-
post, right?
Yeah, I wish. I'll leave that up to Hawkins. You can fix that in post. You can fix that in post, right?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. All right. Now
When
to
you
get
fix it in post, this conversation is going to seem ridiculous.
But that would get edited out. It's fine.
That too.
That'll get fixed in post too.
all right. As you sort of are making your way across the frozen tundra following Toot's lead, you come across the area where Piranha pointed out that the sled should be. Everybody rolled really well in their perception, and most of you did. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to bring you instantaneously to the area where you find no sled is present at all. The area where the sled should be, it appears to be quite gone. You crest a snow-covered ridge and see a frozen, dismembered corpse in the gully in front of you. Snow covers some of the gory bits, but the headless torso and severed limbs are visible to all of you that passed your perception. Since you rolled so well, you see tracks in the snow all around the corpse, and the telltale grooves in the snow left behind by a sled that has been hauled away.
I'll look back at the others. And I'll point out the path, but I don't know if they're wanting to check the body.
Yeah, so the path becomes obvious to everybody. Either did not pass their perception check or did pass it. It seems to be headed off towards the east. You don't, Toot, you had the best perception. You don't see or hear any obvious signs of Yeti here. Although there are lots of what looks like footprints in the snow, which... Footprints in the snow.
Can I take a closer look at the body?
Yeah, sure. Roll me investigation. Or you move your character token up if you're leaving the rest of the group and moving up to it.
Okay.
3. It's a dwarf. There's some blood on the ground. He has a belt, and it has his name on it, and it says Ubak on his belt. And you think that's a goblin name.
Mission accomplished. Let's turn around and go home.
He's missing his head, which is quite disturbing, maybe to you, and his hands are missing. And there's blood, and the body has a layer of snow that's forming over top of it. That's what you get with a 3.
Grizzly.
Quite.
No, I think a grizzly did it.
Oh, quite.
The shreds, you say?
To shreds, yes.
Oh. To shreds, you say. I love that everybody immediately got that Futurama reference, and I live for the fact that this group all got that. And those that didn't, you should.
Such a good show.
It is.
Toot, you sort of moved up. Toot, you had a really, really good perception about everything. Roll me insight, Toot.
I will guide myself as well.
Okay. Love that spam. Give me that
Yep.
good. Give me that good insight. Oh wow. Okay. 14. Toot, the body is covered by snow, but the footprints are much fresher. Like the snow has not filled in the footprints yet, but to the degree with which the footprints should be like obscured by snow, they would be gone if the same amount of snow that's fallen on the body has fallen on the footprints. And I think that's the most you're going to get with a 14.
Okay.
You don't have the immediate insight as to what kind of footprints they are unless you investigate or something like that.
Toot starts following the tracks.
Okay. What's Ordella, Leonard, Harkus, and Yatara? What are you guys doing? As Granite Guts is looking at the body. And what is Granite Guts doing at the body? Are you just shaking your head at your dwarven kin that has been beheaded?
Yes, pretty much.
So Granite Guts is up there just sort of like hands on hips looking at it. And are you saying a prayer for Upak?
Or
Anything?
I don't think or anything. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think that Upak has passed back into nature from whence he came. He's fine.
Leonard is looking for the head.
All right, Leonard. Roll. Are you just looking around, or are you searching actively, like moving?
No,
going
I feel like it was there.
Should
be somewhere.
How are you
I would
looking?
like to actively search for the head.
How are you searching for it? Are you looking under the snow, or are you sort of like
Poke around
kicking
the neck a little bit. Look for blood spatter. I'll dig around.
Yeah, roll me investigation. Crit. The head is definitely not there, and there are what looks like bite marks where it appears to have been ripped off and then like the body bitten by something.
Well, that's normal.
I'll
I'm checking his pockets.
let everybody know that
Roll
the
me-
head appears to have been a snack.
roll me investigation, Ordella. Move your character token up to the body, please.
Okay. I
6.
find nothing.
No, you find in one of the pockets, you find 5 gold pieces.
Sweet.
But that's all you find.
Alas. Better than nothing.
Harkus, what are you doing? Oh, you're muted. Cantrell may be busy.
I'm basically just sort of walking around the body.
Yeah.
Looking for something to skin.
There's nothing to skin. Toot is following the
Did you want-
tracks. Yatara,
There
what are
is
you
a
doing?
body.
Yeah, you can. I mean,
Yatara, you're looting the body?
there's a market for everything.
There is. Yatara, roll investigation.
I need to roll it with disadvantage.
No. Are you exhausted?
Level 1, yeah.
Yes, then. If you're level 1 exhausted. Now, you got to level back because you all took a long rest in Bridgender. So
Right,
if you had
yeah.
2 levels.
I was 2.
Yeah, okay. 7, you find a hand axe on him, which is sort of interesting that it hasn't been like a hatchet, basically. It's fairly well made. You could either be used as a weapon or potentially sold. It's clipped to his belt. Fairly well made, dwarven made like hand axe.
So I could dig through his pockets and find gold, but I didn't see the axe. It was just sitting there.
Nope, that's what you
That's
got.
sad.
You went through his pockets.
Yeah.
Specifically said, I'm looking through his pockets.
Okay. I see how it is.
That's how it is. Yatara was just looking at the body and sort of got a hand axe.
I mean, I will
Love
take
it.
the axe. Does anybody need an axe?
Ordella's like, me. Yep.
If anybody does not need the axe, I'll take it and just place it on myself.
Okay. You have a dwarven hand axe. Okay. Toot is now following the body. Or following the tracks in the snow.
Yeah, I'm
Following
probably
body.
I'm probably only like 50 or 60 feet away from them. Like, I'm not gonna go where they're necessarily out of sight, but I'm going a little ways out.
Yeah. Toot, the tracks continue to lead on eastward.
Okay.
Fairly obvious and easy to follow with the sled that seems to be being pulled.
Okay. I will stop and wait on the others to finish looting.
Okay. Toot sort of look back and say something.
Examining.
Yeah. I will look back and just cross my arms.
I like how the prior group would have been like, we need to give this poor dead soul a rightful burial, and this group's like, got any good stuff?
Here's his head, looting.
I mean, there could have been something his family wanted to get back. Something
Yeah.
valuable.
His axe.
Yeah, no hands. You definitely don't need the axe.
Well, we
All right.
won't be needing this.
Leonard and Yatara, you two are the only two that haven't done anything. Are y'all?
Oh no,
Sure.
I have established that the head.
Oh, you were searching for the head. That's right. Yatara, then you're the only.
head
There's
appears
no
to be-
head.
But Yatara got the hand axe.
Yeah, I got the
Yeah.
axe. I got
Okay,
the
so
dwarven
then
hand
everybody's done something. All right. So are you all heading out towards
I'm
Toot?
following Toot.
All right. Toot, there's no need for survival checks. It's fairly simple to follow.
Can I be on the lookout for like, do tracks veer off anywhere? Like, yes, I can see the main portion. I just want to make sure we're not like being led into a trap. It
Don't-
seems very obvious.
Doesn't appear to be. Toot, roll me as everybody sort of is up on the tracks. You don't have any rangers, so no, there's no tracks leading off anywhere. They just follow straight on. But I don't think anybody has made any attempt to try to figure out what they're following. Just Toot is following tracks. Human, vampire,
Looks like
Bear.
a sled.
yeti, something.
Grizzly.
Well, I mean, how well defined are tracks in snow
I don't know.
in comparison to like on land?
Depends on the track. How large the creature.
I guess. Okay.
This is where a ranger is useful. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. As you guys crest a final hill, it becomes apparent to you. The creatures that you have been following appear to be some sort of goblinoid creatures. And as you crest the top of said hill, I'll describe what you see. The creatures you're following appear to be goblins based on their stature. 6 or 7 of them groan and grunt and curse loudly as they haul the bulky sled towards what appears to be a 20-foot tall wagon parked in the snow. Harnessed to this conveyance are 2 roaring polar bears that are pulling this giant wagon thing that they have and appear to be slightly unhappy bears. And as you crest the hill looking down, this is what you see. The unhappy polar bears and these weird goblin things or goblinoid things that are dragging the sled and cursing as they do.
All right, who wants to shout, "Hey, that's our sled"?
Halt in the name of the law.
Is that
Hey, where's that sling and those little bullet things?
That's what I was just thinking.
Great
Hold on,
minds. Hit one of them in the head.
I want you to show you the picture here. This is what you're seeing that the goblins are dragging the things towards.
Ooh,
Oh man, that's
Sort
really
of like
cool.
it's very Star Wars-esque.
indeed. It looks warm. I'm gonna roll animal handling.
Yeah, there's 2 strapped polar bears pulling this giant
It
cart
looked very
thing
angry.
that these goblins are dragging. These 6 goblins are dragging a sled towards.
Maybe I should try animal friendship.
The goblins are about they're like 60 feet from you, and they are about another 60 or so feet from making it to their giant cart. What do you guys do? As you've sort of not been spotted here by any of them yet. They're just cursing and hollering and carrying on as they drag this sled.
One more time, the tower itself is about, what, 120 feet away?
Yeah. It's about 60 and 60.
Who all has range stuff here?
I do. So I whisper to the group that I can hit the tower, the goblin tower from here with a firebolt for a surprise attack.
Yatara, roll me perception, Yatara, as you're looking at the cart tower that they're riding on and thinking about firebolting it. Okay. There are 4 goblins on the cart, 2 of which are standing up and appear a little bit taller than the other goblins. That's all you can tell.
Can I roll in the spirit table since we've slept since the last time I did it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Sure can.
Jeff, I'm going to call up my flamethrower friend.
Okay. Actually, you're going to like this.
Oh, yes.
It's not that big, but
That's what she said.
oh my god. You have an arcane flamethrower.
All right. I need mecha spider control.
I'm going to give you control of it. Give me just a second. Oh, I've got to make it a yeah, give me a sec. While y'all are deciding what you're going to do, I'll figure that out.
Well, I have a crossbow, range of 80, but that's it. The only thing that'll go that far.
If it's worth a spell slot, I could maybe give us advantage on the goblins that are closest to us on attacking. If you all would like.
mean, anyone else have a better ranged weapon?
I have. Yeah, all I have are my sling bullets.
How far do those go?
Let's see. Well, I guess with my sling, technically, 30 feet disadvantaged at 120. So I could get there.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
And I can cast magic missile on 3 of them from 120 feet away as well.
If you're doing something like that, I might advise me going first so that I could try to do this before we attack.
Okay.
Kenny, you have control over the flamethrower icon.
Awesome.
All right, dude. I'm all for you going first if you got something really good.
Absolutely. I'll hold my action until after Toots.
Okay.
Not that I've rolled initiative.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
they haven't noticed you yet, so you guys have slipped up and have kind of got the drop on them.
Wait, so who are we going for first?
For what I'm doing, it has to be the ones that are closest to us.
Yeah.
But I mean, you guys can do what you want because what I'm doing, assuming if it works, would last for a little bit, so it would help us regardless.
Okay.
I just want to get them while they're grouped together.
Yeah, I can't go further than them with what I have.
Okay. Assuming everybody is ready with whatever held action that they're going to do, I'd like to cast a spell, please.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right, I will say the Flash once lost 20 pounds. His friends called him Flashlight from then on. And then over this group of goblins that's right here, I'd like to cast Fairy Fire. It's a range of 60 feet and it's a 20-foot square.
Okay.
I think I can get all of them.
A 20-foot square probably will get all of the near ones.
It's a dexterity saving throw though, so.
So you have to, I assume, shout a joke that they all can hear. And I'm going to give you 6 goblin dex saves. Looks like we may have 2 passes. A 15 and a 17.
My DC is 12.
So 3 passes.
Yeah.
So 3 of them pass, 3 of them fail. You want to say one side all fails?
Sure.
We'll fairy fire this left far side. And as you do that, all the goblins up on the hill have noticed you. Ooh, the goblins right in the cart have noticed you. They all turn, snap back, and begin to snarl. Everybody can go ahead and roll initiative.
So the 3 that are fairy fired, you all have advantage on attack rolls against them.
Okay. I got a 20.
All right,
Oh, I
I'll
didn't
get you.
click me.
Yeah, give me just a second because I got to roll. I got to roll
Yeah.
all their initiatives.
That's fine.
Try to click your things if you can. I don't want to take away the initiatives you've rolled. Okay, and I got one more, sorry. Punch in the initiative trigger. Okay, who did not get in?
Me.
And
And me.
also Kenny did not get in. Ordella, what was your initiative?
20.
20 for Ordella.
And 10
And
for me.
Leonard, you got a 10.
I don't think I got in either.
What'd you roll, Yatar?
With disadvantage, 6.
Actually, I'm not sure if initiative rolls are disadvantaged or not, but that's fine. Seems like it should be. All right, up first is Ordella, actually. Then a bunch of goblins.
Joy. All right. Let's see. You said that I have advantage on attacking the ones furthest.
The ones with the red dot.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go up here and attack this guy closest with red dot
Okay.
with crossbow.
Okay. That is a crit.
Sweet. Oh, I gotta click it in there.
Yep.
For now.
All right. Describe how your crossbow bolt
Nice.
just ends this goblin.
Goes straight through his eye.
Yeah.
He's looking around trying to find us.
Screams out a joke, and Ordella just runs up and just blasts that one just straight through the eyeball. One of the fairy fired goblins is up next, and he jumps down and lets out a little like whooping scream, and climbs up on top of the like sack of metal beams or whatever, and pulls out a short bow and fires it back at you, Ordella. 6 misses.
It does.
The others sort of like fan out, and this one kind of tries to take cover, so he gets like half cover behind the sack, leans up, and fires his short bow at Toot. 20 to hit Toot.
That'll hit.
3 piercing damage, and he ducks down behind the sack there. The other goblin here does sort of a similar thing, who shoots an arrow at Leonard, who's also up front. 10 to hit,
Not gonna do it.
and ducks back down behind the thing, getting partial cover. Polar bear is up and just sort of snarls and doesn't do anything. It's lashed down. The goblin that's on top of the big cart hops down, leaps down here, and he's got a fairly long bow shot. Readies one at Yatara. That's a long bow shot. I think that may be disadvantaged. Wait, that's scimitar, my bad. No, 80 feet. It's not disadvantaged. He crits on you, Yatara. That is 9 piercing damage. And he is going to use his movement to run up this way and kind of get down behind the cart again. Toot, you're up.
Okay. The one that's on the cart. Actually, no, that doesn't. We'll go with what's the range on this? I should know this by now. Range is 60 feet. Okay. I'll move over in this direction, and the one that's right here, I will vicious mockery on him.
Okay.
And I will say, support bacteria. They're the only culture some people have.
Critical
and-
fail.
Yeah. Nice.
Or it's not a critical fail, but it is a fail. Takes 3 psychic damage.
Okay, and I'm gonna move backwards the remainder of my movement.
And he has disadvantage on his next attack, right?
Correct.
Harkus, you're up.
All right. I am going to try my sling at that guy right there.
Okay. Can either be dex or strength based, and sling it at him. A sling is a monk weapon, by the way. 14 is a miss.
Well, this is unfortunate.
Indeed.
Um.
Anything else?
I will do. No, hold on. I don't think I can do. That's my action. Okay, nope, that's it.
Okay. Next goblin sort of is up. He sort of ducks out and is going to fire an arrow at you, Harkus, with a short bow. 13 to hit
Nope.
is a miss, and he ducks back again, sort of crouching behind the giant cart of stuff. One of the bigger goblins is riding on top of the main thing, is up, and okay. Okay. Interesting. He is going to... He's going to leap down. He's going to dash up here behind his crew. Leonard, you're up.
All right. I and my mecha spider. And let's see, distance. Okay, so mecha spider won't be able to hit him this turn, but should be able to by next turn get him. And I'll move over here and oh, I can't do that. Okay, so I'm going to do then catapult.
Okay. So you're throwing a bludgeoning catapult at which one?
At one of the ones that I don't have advantage on.
Okay. They are ducked down behind a thing. Does the catapult require that you are able to see them?
Oh,
They are currently out of your sight.
see, I forget about things like that.
Yeah, they're using their terrain to their advantage. You can see this guy, and you can see this guy. Well, I actually don't know that you can. Yeah, he's far enough back that you can see those two.
Okay, then I will instead pivot myself this way.
Okay.
And
He rolls
aim at
a-
this.
Ooh, he rolls a... Ooh, okay. You're aiming at that guy.
Oh, no. It'll be the goblin.
13 for his dex save.
Okay, so he'll take 6 damage.
The rock just like beams off of his head and he just falls over dead. And are you moving you've moved your flamethrower?
Yes.
Okay. It is one of these goblins' turns. And he leaps down over here by the polar bear, which gnashes at him, and you can't see what he's doing. He seems to be doing something with the polar bear there. The other goblin is up, and he does something similar. Yatara, you're up.
Do I have a line of sight to the goblin tower?
You do. It is a cart, but yes, you do. You can see it. It's about 100.
Can I see any of the smaller goblins themselves that are hiding behind the cart right now?
You can see one that's kind of back here in the back that's running towards his compatriots. He's in the middle of like running towards the cart, the sled with the ingots.
The big cart
The big cart, you can't see anything on top of it because the goblin sort of jumped off the front of it immediately. But you can see the cart. Hovering over the cart is what looks like a hawk or something. There's a bird that's flying over top of it.
I want to try to set that cart on fire with firebolt.
Okay. So you're going to target the cart. All right. Make me an attack roll. Yeah, a 21 hits. You hit it with firebolt and roll damage.
Does it catch on fire?
Roll me the damage and we'll see. Yeah. As you hit it, a small fire does break out on the back of the cart, beginning to sort of like just the back of it. Not a huge amount of damage, but there is a little bit of fire that breaks out there on the back of the cart. You hear a tremendous roaring sound and the sound of like slashing ropes. And Cadillac Granite Guts, you're up.
Okay. I am going to move up here, and I am going to fling one of my pikes at this goblin guy that's on the back here. And unfortunately, it's a 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's going to be a disadvantage.
He also has 3/4 cover right now. You can just sort of barely make him out.
So he also has fairy fire, which would make it an advantage. So I think it may be a straight roll, right?
Straight roll, but he has cover, unless you're going to move to where you can see him better.
You know what I should do here? I'm just going to go ahead and take the dash action to get closer for the next turn. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So there we go.
Yeah. Ordella, you're up.
Okay, let's see. All right, I'm gonna get my crossbow out again, and this one, having like scan around. All right, I'm gonna go for this bigger goblin-looking thing, I guess.
Okay.
Crossbow.
Yeah, you've got him in your sights.
Okay.
That'll hit.
Sweet.
Your crossbow bolt strikes him, but unlike the other one that dropped dead immediately, the bolt kind of hits him in the shoulder, and he does not fall over dead. But he turns and points at you.
Of course he does.
And like screams something in Goblin to the remaining goblins. And all 4 of the goblins that are hiding back there turn their bows towards you.
Of course they do.
And they fire short bow attacks. 16 and 15 hit you?
16 does.
3 piercing.
Right.
From behind the boat, the giant raft, comes a goblin riding on the back of a polar bear. Charging and screaming as he lashes at the polar bear that sneers and barks at everything, and it comes charging with a dash action directly to about here towards Ordella.
Of course.
The last goblin that was behind the back that got shot at moves up, and it fires a short bow at Ordella. The goblin boss told them all to take you out, basically, and rolls a 17, which hits. 7 piercing. Toot, you're up.
All right, so I'm gonna move up a couple of spaces just to make sure I'm in range. And this one right here, can I center a shatter located on him? Hopefully I can get him as well as the polar bear, the pert rider, and then 2 of the other goblins.
You sure can.
All right. It's input radius, and it is a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Polar bear rolls a 14. The
Passes.
riding goblin rolls a critical fail. The goblin hiding behind the thing rolls another critical fail.
Wow.
And the boss goblin rolls a 14.
Okay. DC was 12, so yeah.
All right. So this goblin, how does Shatter kill 2 of the goblins that crit failed?
So one of them was on the back of the polar bear, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I think that one like literally just like slumps over and gets trampled by the polar bear.
Yep.
And then I don't know which one the other one is, but I think he starts like bleeding from all of his orifices.
Yeah, just
Slumps down.
explodes.
Yeah.
Marcus.
Also, that was only 4, and I think I would have gotten 5 because it was centered on the goblin here, and I think it would have got this guy too. So I think there was one more con save.
Okay.
Maybe.
Right. 16.
Okay, that passed, but he still takes half damage. And I'm gonna move backwards again.
Okay. All right, Harkus, you're up.
All right. I can move feet. So I'm going to move right here. Seems like a bad idea, but then I am going to use my Breath of the Dragon in a 20-foot cone. That is 5 feet. It's a 20-foot cone. Fire damage in basically like right here in between this goblin and this bear, and see if I can get both of them.
Yeah, you're able to get. So you got a 20-foot cone. You can get the boss, the bear, and the goblin, I think. Yeah. So that's a is that a save? A dex save or?
Yes, so it's a dex save of 12.
Okay. Let me roll those real quick. The polar bear rolls an 8. And the goblin rolls a critical fail. The goblin boss rolls a 19.
Okay. Well, that's pitiful. That is ridiculous.
Alright, so we got 3 damage.
Oh, I saw this playing out a lot better in my head.
The one damaged goblin falls over burnt. Crispy fried. The
Is
bear.
the polar bear's fur at least on fire?
Yeah, the polar bear is singed, and he was confused as his rider fell off, like he might have taken off and just run away. He was pretty unhappy that he was lashed. But now you see like a really pissed off polar bear looking right at you.
And I actually have a look of disappointment in my face because I realized that those singe marks have just reduced the value of that hide.
Much less valuable now because it's been burned. The goblin here, it's ducking down and hiding, climbs up on top of the thing and unleashes an arrow at you, Harkus. That's a miss, and he climbs back down, back into cover. The goblin boss guy is up here. And he's going to run over. And we're going to make a acrobatics check here. Yep. He does a little Legolas type maneuver and leaps onto the back of the polar bear. And rides it forward at you, Harkus. Where the goblin boss swings at you with a scimitar. 15 to hit.
Yep.
Does 8 slashing damage. And 12 to hit.
Nope.
That's a miss. But he has the polar bear try to maul you with his claw attack. 19 to hit.
Yep.
14 slashing.
Okay.
And the polar bear is supposed to make a bite attack, but for some reason the bite attack is not in here, so I'll have to look it up real quick. Sometimes Roll20 screws it up.
Should have held my unarmed attack.
Yeah, the polar bear makes 2 attacks. Bite is... There we go. 26 to hit for the bite.
That'll do it.
12 piercing.
I'm on the ground.
As you fall down to the ground, the goblin boss sort of like starts laughing maniacally and screams something in goblin at the polar bear that the rest of you take to mean eat him.
Just
Leonard.
like to remind everyone that I have a healing potion on my belt.
Leonard is up.
Correct. Wait, is it me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for some reason I can't see the turn tracker.
Oh, my bad.
Oh no, I just apparently pulled it off the screen and then changed the window size. I got it now. So, flamethrower is going to turn to here.
Yep.
And then flamethrow.
At 3 goblins? Or can it
That's
only
3
do it
goblins.
one?
No, it's a 15-foot cone.
Oh, wow. Well, they are all... The goblins are all very surprised to see a floating drone, flamethrower drone, come up behind them. They turn and let out screams of terror. 2 of them save, 1 of them fails.
All right, so 4 damage to 2. And
The
9 to 1.
one that fails is just incinerated, and the other 2 of them are incinerated, and 1 of them takes 4 damage, and he is just screaming something in Goblin as a floating drone has come up and just like incinerated 2 of his. That is nightmare fuel.
Drone has an AC, so if they want to,
Oh, they definitely would. What's Leonard doing?
Leonard is going to look at this guy on the polar bear. And hang on, I'm gonna pull up my map. I'm gonna do this number and walk around.
Okay. Polar bear is
I'm
standing over top of Harkus.
Then I'm gonna measure. Okay, so where I need to be is like right here.
Yep.
So where is Harkus?
Right there.
Okay, just making sure that is not within 15 feet of me. And I'm going
It
to
is
cast Thunderwave.
Okay. And they make dex saves.
Con saves.
Con saves. Goblin boss crits his con save. Polar bear 18 con save.
Well, okay.
They take half.
On a successful save, half as much damage and isn't pushed 10 feet away.
All right. So polar bear takes 7. Sorry, all right. And the goblin boss takes 7. He's been hit a bunch, and he sort of looks over and sneers at all of you. And it's about this time that riding around the other corner is another goblin riding a polar bear,
Yay.
who has spent his turn. What is polar bear movement? That was 60 feet. Polar bears have 40-foot speed, so he can't quite get there unless he dashes. Yep, that's what he's going to do. And he's just going to take the dash action to get up to you. As this goblin is like whipping this polar bear. Yatara, you're up.
I'm gonna do magic missile. Actually gonna do so 3 darts, so 2 for the nearest goblin boss, and then 1 on the polar bear that he's riding.
Okay. Go ahead and roll him.
Oh wait, sorry. I'll try that again.
Casting at first level, I assume. Probably go in for just the 3 darts instead of the upper level cast, right?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. So 9 points of damage. 2 darts blast the goblin boss, and as you do so, he... Describe what it looks like as you blast him and he falls off this polar bear as you kill the goblin boss.
Yay.
What's it look like, Yatara, as the goblin boss is blasted by your 2 magic missile bolts? Maybe you can't hear me. Can you hear me?
Oh, now I can hear you.
There you go. What does it look like as you kill the goblin boss that is riding on top, as you blast him with your 2 magic missile bolts?
He falls back, and it's singed mohawk that is blasted over his head.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. He just sort of and falls back off. And the goblin boss is dead. There's a wild polar bear that is running loose now, standing over top of Harkus, whose last command was eat him. Granite Guts, you're up.
Okay, so I guess I'm going to try dealing with this polar bear issue that we have, and so I am going to take a swing at him with my definitely not evil longsword of life stealing.
14 is a hit. So were you two-handing that or one-handing that?
We'll do two-handed.
Okay, so 4 slashing?
Yes.
I don't really understand what you have.
I don't understand what that's doing.
On a
1d8 plus 4. Well, two-handed, I guess it's 1d10 plus 2. So maybe I did it one hand. Yeah, that's what I did. So it's one-handed. So that roll was one-handed. Yeah, I don't understand what roll 20 did there.
Yeah, so basically the sword gives you a bonus if you crit.
Right. Which I did not.
Or if the creature is a construct or an undead. A polar bear is not a construct, and it's not an undead thing.
Right. So it's basically going ahead and computing that in the event that it was.
I guess. Well, okay. If that... Okay, it's on a crit if that was. So I don't know why, but it would only do that on a crit. So you didn't crit.
You know, we'll just ignore all the small numbers. Is that okay?
You would ignore the 10. It's 10 additional. It's 10 additional if you crit.
Right.
If you had crit.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm confused too, but we'll just go with that.
All right, yeah, you hit 9 damage. Ordella, you're up.
All right, let's see. I am going to run up on the polar bear with my great axe. Please. Oh.
Okay.
All right.
All right. 8 is a miss.
Figures. All right. And bonus action. Let's see. Hang on. Where's my thingy? All right. I can do an action surge, take 1 additional action.
Yep.
So I'm going
So
to
you
give
can-
the healing potion for Arcus.
All right. As an action, you grab the healing potion off of Harkus's belt and pour it down his throat
Yes.
using your action surge. Harkus, your eyes blink to life. The goblin that is over there next to your flamethrower runs over and slashes at it with a scimitar. 15 to hit the flamethrower.
No, flamethrower AC's 18.
Oh man, it's like made out of metal.
Yeah.
He screams. The polar bear is standing over Harkus and sees Harkus's eyes sort of bolt open. And Harkus, you're down on the ground, but Ordella has moved over and has poured a healing potion in your mouth next to a raging polar bear. What's the polar bear going to do? Let's see. Yeah, the polar bear is going to take a disengage action and turns and tries to run away. He's going to take his movement speed to go past Leonard. Leonard, you can make an opportunity attack if you want to against the polar bear that's running by you.
No, I'm gonna let the polar bear run away.
It runs off. 2. Or it's running off. It couldn't get that far. It could only get 40 feet. So it's like there, heading the opposite direction.
All right, so Toot is gonna rush up, and he is going to say, "What you call a goblin who specializes in blood magic? A hemogoblin." I know. I'm sorry. But I'm casting Tasha's Hideous Laughter, and I'm actually casting it on the polar bear that the goblin is riding.
Interesting.
Because I think that would be funny.
Does Tasha's Hideous Laughter require that they be able to hear it, and they require that you? Is there an intelligence requirement? Just so they can hear.
I don't know. A creature with an intelligence score of 4 or less isn't affected.
This has an intelligence score of 2. Polar bear has an int score of 2. It's less than
2. Okay. So
as you try to cast it, the polar bear doesn't seem to understand your joke.
No. That was a good one too.
It was a good joke, but you cast it directly at the polar bear, weaving your magic and burning that spell slot, and the polar bear doesn't seem to understand what you're saying.
Yeah, that's all of my movement. I'm not going to use a bonus action, so that's all I'm doing.
Arcus, you're up.
All right. So I have the healing potion. Do I have?
It's been poured down your throat.
Okay.
So
Do
you
we
can roll
establish-
2.
Yeah.
You roll 2d4 plus 2,
Okay.
and you get that many hit points back. That is really bad rolling.
That is really, really bad.
But you have 5 hit points now.
Well,
Out of a possible 10, you know,
this is,
Could be worse.
yeah.
the worst possible roll. The worst possible roll was 4.
4. Yeah.
You rolled a 5.
Yeah. All right. Well. Let's see. How far away?
As you were looking, the flames that were cast on the cart are a good bit larger, and nobody, I think, has been sort of paying attention to it. But as you've been going, those have really started to catch fire.
Okay. I am going to throw a dart at the goblin guy on top of the polar bear.
Okay.
That'll work.
That'll hit.
God almighty.
The dart smacks him in the shoulder, and he sort of sneers and snarls. Leonard, you're up.
All right. Droney is going to move over here. And then
So the goblin that you moved away from is going to take an opportunity attack against
absolutely.
you with a scimitar. 11 is a miss. And dex save. 18.
All right, 3 damage.
Okay. And I think the rules for mounted combat say he has to make a dex save to hold on.
Oh, no. I was aiming at the guy I just moved away from.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I can hit this guy.
That annihilates him. You
That's what I was
roasted.
counting.
You roasted him.
All right, and then Leonard himself, the man, the myth, the legend, is going to take a 5-foot step this way. Oh no, that's the running away polar bear.
Yeah, this one's running away.
Okay, I'm going to move to here and cast another Thunderwave.
All right. Polar bear con save. 15 for the polar bear, and I clicked it twice accidentally. And the goblin boss critical fail.
All right,
8 damage.
8 damage to him, and he is pushed back 10 feet. The bear, however,
Okay,
is
so
not.
anytime you have pushed a character back like that, if you have moved them against their will while they're riding mounted combat, he gets to make a save to try to hold on.
Makes sense.
And it is a dex save, DC 10. He crits it.
All right, fair enough.
So what I'm going to rule is he is clinging on to the back of the polar bear, like holding on to its like butt.
No, he earned that one. That's fine.
He's not in good position to ride it. He'll have to use some of his movement to get back into position, but he's managing to stay on his mount. He's up actually, and he's going to use his movement to get up on the polar bear, and laughs at you as he attacks you with a scimitar. 23 to hit,
Okay,
And
that will do it.
and a crit.
Oh,
8 slashing and 7 slashing.
oh, okay.
15 total. And the polar bear is going to claw at you. 20 to hit.
That will also hit.
9 slashing.
Oh, geez.
And the polar bear here, it is +7 to hit on the bite. For whatever reason, this doesn't roll right. So I'm just going to roll it up. It's +7, so D20 +7. 11.
11 does not hit, barely.
So it tries to bite you and misses. Yatara, you're up.
Thank God, I almost got one rounded.
I cast a firebolt at the goblin boss.
All right. That hits. Firebolt smacks him in the shoulders. Granite Guts, you're up.
All right. I am going to fling one of my javelins at the boss.
Okay. That's a miss. Ordella.
Okay, let's see. What's the flag on that one polar bear for?
He's running in the opposite direction. He's sort of taken off.
All right, let's see what I got. All right, I'm gonna shoot my crossbow at the head goblin.
Okay.
Let's see.
14 is a miss.
Ah. Alas.
He's armored. But you guys have been doing a lot of dex saves and stuff, so. Toot, you're up.
Okay. I will look at the head goblin and I will say, what is a goblin who has injured his leg called? A hoblin. It's a vicious mockery.
He fails.
Okay.
All right.
And I'll move this direction.
Harkus, you're up. The fire in the goblin cart has gotten to the point where it has totally encased the entire cart now.
Okay.
Hope nothing valuable.
There was an amazing bag of holding. There was a
I'm
cloak.
sure.
There was a cloak of.
About
There was a
800
cloak.
gold.
There was a cloak of levitation. There were winged boots. You had a sword of like the. You had Lionel's sword from the Thundercats. It's
Oh,
all
no.
It's all being burnt.
All right. I'm gonna throw a spear at the goblin.
Okay.
leader guy.
That's a miss. Leonard, you're up. There's a bear that's clawing at you. You just like direct your like floating drone of terror. You're muted, Kenny. You're muted, sir.
Floating drum terror is going to do floating drum terror things.
Mm-hmm.
At
DC
both of
13
them, I
dex
assume.
At both of them. And not at me.
He crits
Save the
that.
fur.
And the polar bear. Polar bear fails.
Okay, polar bear takes 12 fire damage. Goblin boss takes 6 fire damage.
The goblin boss lets out a scream. And he, as he lets out a scream with his, you see blood running down his eyes. His skin looks burnt and charred and cracking. And he raises a 1 HP left arm and slashes his scimitar at you, Leonard. 19 to hit.
Wait, how does he do that?
It's his turn.
No, I'm not done.
Oh, you're not done yet. All right.
No.
Okay, Leonard, you get one more chance before he's going to hit you with that 19 with his 1 HP self.
That'll do it. So, let's see. What do I have? All right. We're going to Ray of Frost him and see if this hits.
That does not hit.
All right.
19 on the die, 7 slashing damage.
All right. I'm dead.
Leonard is down on the ground. He chuckles to himself and has the polar bear claw at you.
Don't you do it.
Which
20.
is an automatic crit.
That's an automatic crit, and so that's 2 failed death saves.
2 failed death saves.
Aren't you a half elf or orc?
No, I'm a robot.
Oh wait, that's right. Sorry.
Yep, you're a robot.
Yeah, Cantrell was right. You guys should have swapped names at the beginning.
Absolutely.
Does a 10 hit you?
It does not.
What's your AC?
Oh. 12.
All right. So 10 does not hit you. Yatara, you're up.
I'm going to move a little bit closer.
The polar bear is trying to chomp down on Leonard's two failed death save head.
Oh, he's trying real hard.
He just rolled poor enough to not kill you.
I'm going to firebolt the polar bear.
Okay.
It's okay. I'm building Donatel as we speak, so.
That is a miss. Granite Guts, you're up. You see Leonard getting eaten.
I am going to run up and I am going to
dragging Leonard out of there.
Well,
he's like, I guess.
how's the bear looking?
The bear?
Yeah, because the bear is the one chomping down on him, right?
He's being directed by the goblin, who's got blood streaming down his face and looks terrible. But yes, the bear is the one chomping. The polar bear looks good.
Let me see. I think what's his AC?
Which one?
Leonard?
12.
12? Okay.
Roll me insight, Granite Guts.
Okay.
Okay, 14. 12 is like basically clothing, and there's a bear on top of him.
Yeah.
You think it would be not much problem for Leonard to just be eaten like any second?
So but if I drag him away, it'll provoke an opportunity attack
Against you. Or maybe him. Depends on what the bear decides to do.
Yeah, I assumed that would be both of us.
It only gets one reaction. It can't attack both of you. So it depends on what you choose to do. If you choose to like throw yourself in its way.
You know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a big damn hero.
Okay. How do you do it? Describe what you do.
So I literally throw myself in between the bear and Leonard and attempt to shove Leonard back like 10 feet or 5 feet.
Make me a strength check.
Let's see. Strength, stealth, survival. No, not there. Not a saving throw. There we go. No, I'm sorry. That was athletics.
Roll me strength.
There we go.
There you go. 19. Yeah, you're able to push Leonard backwards. He sort of slides across the snow a couple of feet. And the bear lunges back with the rider on top of it and rears up on its hind legs to claw at you. Ordella, you're up.
I'm gonna run up here.
Are you gonna try to use your movement to get out of there? Or are you staying there?
Who, me?
Yeah, you. You still have movement.
I am going to stay right where I'm at.
All right, Ordella, you're up.
I'm gonna run up there and attack the polar bear with my great axe.
Okay.
Oh.
11 is a miss.
Oh well. And this is where I die.
It's this polar bear's turn, and it's gonna just keep on running. Toot, you're up.
Okay, I will look over at Leonard and I will say, which band do robots love to listen to? Metallica. Yeah. You're welcome. And I will cast Healing Word on them.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. And I think that's all I'm going to do with my action.
Leonard, I think your robot eyes blink open as you find yourself laying down in the snow, pushed away from the bear. And you glance over and you see Granite Guts sacrificing himself basically for you. Harkus, you're up.
All right. This is gonna be the way that I die. I'm gonna run over here, and I've had enough of the ranged weapon. So I'm gonna swing at the goblin guy with my quarterstaff.
He looks like Mad Max, just covered in blood. That's a hit. Describe how you end him. Is 1 hit point. If you hit, and that does it.
Okay. I'm basically just going to sort of spin the quarterstaff around, swing through him, and knock him off of there.
And he goes flying out on the ground and just sort of lands with like a splat into the snow. Leonard, you're up.
All right. Oh, man. Go first.
Does your flamethrower stay when you lose consciousness?
So just know that was what was on deck for my death save.
Your death save was a crit fail. That is automatic dead. That is dead. That is, we get Donatello.
So thank you, Toot, for saving my life.
You hear like heavy metal in the background. You don't know exactly where it's coming from, but yeah.
I don't know. I need to look up if my Eldritch Cannon persists, but I can do that.
I'm going to rule that it does for now. Until I know otherwise, it does.
Well, it's going to sort of move toward the polar bear and breathe fire at it to try to convince it to run away.
Okay. Is that going to encase... no, if you move there, it will not.
No, I was trying to get between them so it would go like this way.
All right. It rolls a 7 on its dex save.
Okay. Well, I navigated away from my person. Hang on. All right. Eldritch Cannon flamethrower.
2 fire damage.
2 fire damage.
The polar bear's kind of surrounded here. Anything action from Leonard?
I failed, so I'll do tried and true Ray of Frost. Why did I pick Ray of Frost? Why that's not the one. Why in the Rime of the Frostmaiden did I decide that Ray of Frost...
Hold damage. That's where it's at. I know, you should have gone evocation with flame. Yeah, Yatara, you're up. That doesn't hit anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. We'll do magic missile. All 3 at him.
All right. Pop. Roll me 3d4s. You can just click it through yours. 8. All right. 11. 11 damage, just pop. Nail the polar bear. It lets out a holler, and I'm going to roll to see if it runs away or if it stays and fights. All right, it rolled better than a 10. It's going to disengage and try to run off. It can get to about there unless anybody's opportunity attacking it on its way.
No.
No such luck.
No, I'm leaving the bear alone.
If everybody is letting the bears go, then the bears take off and run into the distance, disappearing. You do. The entire area is now lit up by the crackling fire of the of this burning cart is now on fire in the distance. The hawk has sort of moved away from it, but yeah. And you guys are alone here now.
Yeah. Toot's just humming Enter Sandman.
Mm-hmm.
Surrounded by a bonfire of a goblin cart with all of their goblin goods, polar bears have run out. The field is littered with dead goblin bodies. And as you look, the sled that was being pulled has the dwarven iron ingots that you had been hired to bring back to Black Iron.
Also,
And that's where we'll wrap it up for the night, everybody.
All right. It's awesome.
Nice job on not dying, Leonard.
yeah, that was my biggest accomplishment. Thanks, guys, for making that possible.
I got to tell you, this campaign is a lot more deadly than Witchlight or
Yeah.
even Storm King's Thunder. It is a lot more likely that you die.
Yeah, I need to be like level 7 to survive.
So you think?
Or play it like Yatara is. Yatara is just like, he knows how to play a wizard. He's like back in the back, pop, 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 pop. Like
And
Jonathan's.
and setting all the worldly possessions on fire. That was a lesson for everybody. You should disassociate yourself from worldly possessions.
As all of the loot from this adventure is now going up in flames.
I start throwing snow on it.
And we'll get to that scene next time as Ordella is dumping snow onto the raging bonfire that is going to attract every booger in this part of the country. We'll see what happens next time on Rime of the Frostmaiden. Good night, everybody.
See ya.
Night.
Yeah. Good night.